Hello, trail travelers. It is Carrie and Katarina, and we are right now in Rollinsville, Colorado. This is outside of Nederland, which is outside of Boulder, which is outside of Denver. But anyway, we're going up in the mountains today. It's gonna be a beautiful drive. We're gonna get up above the tree level, over 12,000 feet above sea level. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be nice and cool, out of the heat. Let's get going. Just up ahead, you can go a couple different directions. You can keep going straight, which is Moffett Tunnel Road, take you right to a historic railroad tunnel. You can make a right up ahead and go up to Rollins Pass, which is a beautiful drive. But we're going to make a left up here, and we're going to head towards Kingston Peak. Okay, and we're making a left here on Mammoth Gulch. And you can see right away, this trail is going to get a little rougher, a little rockier as we head up into the mountains for a nice, cool, relaxing day here at the end of July. We have had so much water and rain lately that this road has got quite a bit of erosion on it, making all the embedded rocks stick out pretty good. So it's making for a pretty rough ride this morning. No, it was never smooth, but it seems like it gets worse every time we go. Or maybe we're just getting older. Yeah. You can actually see, probably won't show up good on the video with the wide angle on here, but we can actually see Moffett Tunnel right before we hit those trees. Up here on the road a little bit is a huge campsite. Often there'll be either one really big group or several small groups tucked in there. I'm actually surprised there's no one there today. Like I said, this is the last weekend of July, right? Yeah, it's the July 30th. It's almost the last day of July, and it's cool. 69 degrees out up here, and we are very likely to have to drive through some snow drifts. So really crazy weather we've had here in Colorado, but absolutely gorgeous. Oh, little squirrel. What's he got? So we're making a right here, and we are heading up towards a little lake. Just trying to scout out some campsites as well as some fishing spots. So we'll see where this trail takes us. I've never been over here before. We've been to Kingston Peak, but we've never taken any of these little side trails. So we're looking forward to seeing where we go. It's a nice little campsite right there. Well, if you are trying to, find a place to camp in the Kingston Peak area, this is the area to go to. This is a little road called Nebraska Hill. Absolutely gorgeous, with a bunch of really nice and rather large campsites. Easy enough for 4 or 5 vehicles for most of them. We've had a few water crossings so far, and up ahead we're going to get to an old reservoir. We're going to check that out and see what this trail is all about. Well, so much for being alone out here today. And with these particular vehicles, I would say this is a good hiking and probably a good fishing spot. So we're going to go and check out the old Mammoth Reservoir site. Obviously, good place for camping too. The old Mammoth Reservoir site was definitely worth taking a little detour to. We found a new fishing spot, found a handful of nice camping spots, and now we're going to head back out, get on the main trail again, and work our way up to Kingston Peak. We are now officially on the Kingston Peak Trail. We are at 10,000 feet above sea level, so we're almost a mile above Denver. We're coming up on it pretty quick. The trees are going to start getting a little less dense, and eventually we will get above the tree line, which is a very cool place to be, for sure. And it's warming up, but we're going up, so we're bouncing out. It's still 69 degrees. Beautiful, beautiful day today. As we work our way up to the Kingston Peak gate, you get to this big meadow area here, and there is a trail heading off to the left that will take you over to Yankee Hill. So you can actually go from this trail all the way over to Yankee Hill. It's right here at this intersection up ahead. Now, we've had to do that once when we got to the gate and it wasn't open yet. So we have been down there. It's a nice moderate drive. But we're going to continue on because we know that they just opened the gates to Kingston Peak. We're looking forward to getting up above the tree line. Right up ahead here is the seasonal gate. And this is usually closed from sometimes in October to July 15th normally. And it actually opened on July 16th today, and today's the 30th. So this has only been opened for 2 weeks here in the middle of summer. So yeah, it may have been in the 90s plus down at home, but up here in the mountains, it was still cold enough that they had to shovel out parts of the trail to make it passable. 11,300 feet above sea level, and not a tree to be seen. We are up above the tree line. It gives a very different perspective when there's just no trees around, just this alpine tundra up here. But this is some slow going, very rocky road. We almost brought our Subaru Outback Wilderness up here because the Jeep was in the shop until yesterday. but we got it back and decided to bring it because it's so much nicer to air down these big 38s than it is to air down the smaller tires on the Subaru. But look at the view. As I said, it is July 29th, actually 2023, and July 30th, I'm sorry, 2023, and there's still snow on the mountains. So yeah, we had a late winter and it's still there. Once you leave the overlook area, you have a little bit of a drive up the rest of this little trail area here, this rough, rocky area, to get to the actual summit of Kingston Peak. So the first part has been easy so far, but from this point forward, things do get a little bit more difficult. As we're heading up the hill, we see this Toyota Sequoia sitting here off the trail and obviously hung up really bad on this rock. Now it looks like it's probably been here for a few days or so. There's nobody around, so there's no one for us to help. So we're just going to leave it as is and hope they're getting help some other way. Now, just a little bit further up, you will reach the peak of Kingston Peak. And there is a little parking lot there for a few cars, and you'll find a hiking trail off to the left up here to take you up to the actual peak. And once you go over the top, then you still have quite a ways to go, and there's plenty of time to enjoy some more incredible views. Not one to take an easy line. Katerina decided to take the hardest of the lines over here just to have a little extra fun today. I think she's just trying to prove that we were right in bringing the Jeep instead of the Subaru, but this is a good example of staying the trail. Some people have done an illegal pass over on this side where this is the trail. And the rule is if you can't do the trail, turn around. I mean, that's all there is to it. This is pretty bad right here, and definitely maybe there is enough room up here for us to get the Subaru through, but I'm pretty glad we've got the Jeep today. And we stopped, we met a nice family that watches the channel. So big shout out to you guys. Always nice to when people stop and say hi to us. This seems like that was a pretty rough section through here. We got a pretty steep climb up here. If you're new to off-roading or jeeping, you want to make sure that you're in four-wheel low for this. Make sure you don't lose any power. We recommend you drop down to like manual 1 or manual 2 so that you have nice torque to just keep climbing up this. You don't really want to stop on it. You just want to kind of keep going. That's our trail tip for the day. Yeah, don't stop on a rocky uphill. This is some pretty gnarly rocks going on here. And here at the summit, we have the mailbox. And welcome to the rock house at Loch Lomond Overlook. Add a rock and sign the guest book. Beware of Lomi, the monster in Loch Lomond. Oh, well, there used to be a guest book, anyway. And then off over in the distance there is Loch Lomond. Oh, actually, it's over here. There it is, Loch Lomond. And that road over there, we'll be taking that, working our way over there a little later this afternoon. But quite the view from the top of Kingston Peak. We're now heading back down the backside of Kingston Peak. You can tell we're dropping down in altitude because, well, there's trees, right? So we got a steep, rocky decline here as we work our way back down. Once you exit Kingston Peak Trail, and if you want to head over to Loch Lomond, which we highly recommend as being all part of a good day drive out here, there's going to be some easier, basically streets. They're dirt roads, but they're very easy. When you get over to Loch Lomond, there's a couple spots that are, you kind of need some high clearance, but Loch Lomond is definitely a much easier trail than some of the harder sections of Kingston Peak are. Well, up there on the hill is the mailbox, and just down the hill to the left is where a quad is broke down, and if need be, we'll head back up there and help rescue him. So we're waiting to hear from some friends that were heading up there, and we'll see how things go. But we may still yet have a recovery in our future today. There are quite a few people here at Loch Lomond. I've only been here once before and there was hardly anybody here, but this is pretty busy. And no snowdrift that we had to get through. So kind of odd that that's what they said, but well, this is probably not the best audio for closing because it is hailing like mad right now. We have finished our adventure for today. We did Mammoth Gulch. We did Kingston Peak. We did Loch Lomond. What a beautiful day. And just as we were leaving Loch Lomond, the skies ripped open with this crazy hail. And yes, it is July 30th and we're getting hailed on. Go figure. Well, we're done. We're going to head home. Eventually, we're going to have to air up as soon as I can get out of this hailstorm. But I hope you enjoyed our adventure today. So from Katarina and myself, stay safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.
A few moments later.